Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America. And guys, there's been a lot of speculation about Nancy Mace retiring. Well, I talked to her today, and I've got the inside story for you that you're not going to get anywhere else. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. Nancy Mace has been a warrior for MAGA, somebody I admire a great deal. She's a fighter. She's tough. Citadel graduate. This is somebody who the left despises. A strong woman who's also a strong conservative. Those two things don't mesh for Democrats, and so they hit her with a nonstop barrage of attacks. Well, yesterday, it was reported by mainstream media that she is set to meet next week with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and the two are going to sit down and talk about Mace's exit strategy from Congress, and that she would be retiring while she pursues becoming the next governor of her state. So I cut through all the noise. I don't want to hear what the media has to say. I have the ability to talk to Nancy Mace, so I did just that. This morning, I spoke to her directly, and her quote to me, and I'm quoting here word for word, "I'm not retiring." End of story. Because I asked her, look, here's the rumor, and I saw you say something about, well, listen, don't believe everything you read, but you didn't directly say it. I was like, can you tell me exactly? And she said, I'm not retiring. That's right from her mouth, so I can't give you any better than that, folks. I do want you to watch, though, how MSNBC was desperately licking their chops, praying this was true. I want you to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Prospect to be in the minority for these Republicans next year.
Yeah, and not even is it not an appealing prospect to be in the minority, Michelle. There's lots of talk now about how much it sucks to be in the majority, right? You've got this piece in the New York Times about how anger is erupting at Johnson, that they were mad that he sent the House home weeks before, when they during the government shutdown. There's word that Nancy Mace may retire, that she's going to huddle with Marjorie Taylor Greene next week to discuss following her lead and retiring early from Congress. Jake Sherman has had a bunch of, items about House Republican leaders being like, I'm going to do the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing. I'm not going to announce I'm not running for re-election. I'm out. I'm going to hit the bricks.
Right, where there's an actual possibility that the House could flip, not because of any more elections, but just because enough of them quit. There's a few interesting things here. One of the things that I think is really interesting about Nancy Mace is that part of this complaint, and this isn't the universal complaint, obviously, but part of the complaint is that Mike Johnson doesn't respect women, doesn't know how to talk to them. And there's this sort of implicit...
And it's not just her. There's lots of women who
Right.
that.
And there's this sort of implicit bargain, I think, that you often get with very socially conservative women, that if you uphold ideologically traditional gender roles, then you yourself are sort of exempt from second-class citizenship, and that he's traducing that bargain, right? He's kind of treating the women that he works with, if this reporting can be believed, with the same, condescension or disdain that he would apply to all women in this country. And so I think you see women like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Nancy Mace really feeling the double bind of trying to get ahead in a party that fundamentally doesn't believe in women's equality.
There's also, John, there's a real question of what is the point of being in Congress?